What's up, guys? You're at it again, back with another video. If you know me, you know that I love to have the best tools to make my job more easy, more efficient, safer out here on the roads. And I'm happy to say what I have for you all tonight matches that description perfectly. This is not just any high lumen flashlights. This is the Olight Warrior Ultra. It is the perfect blend of strength, power, and durability in a flashlight. It's the perfect tool for first responders, adventurers, truck drivers like myself, or anybody else who demands the best out of their tools. Tonight, I'm going to put it to the test, go through its specs, and do a deep dive into what this tool can do in a real life scenario for me. And for anybody that's like me that needs a light source, let's get into it. All right, let's see what comes inside the box. Olight did a good job with the packaging. It looks like a quality item would be in here. This box is pretty sturdy. Looks fancy. All right, looks like we have the flashlight itself first. All right, and right out of the box, I can tell that this is a premium product. It feels very solid, but not overly heavy. It feels like it's made out of good material. And I believe it's actually made out of Olight's OAL material. It's an alloy that is as light as standard aluminum, but nearly twice as hard as 6061 aluminum, and even stronger than titanium. So that means that this should be pretty durable, which is exactly what I would like, because I actually use my tools. I don't want something that's just going to be like pretty sitting on a shelf and I'm afraid to use it because it might break so easily. So I like the quality of the material. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, some instructions for use. Looks like our user's manual, safety warnings, okay. And in here, what do we have in here? Okay, a carrying case. It feels like it's made out of nylon, and it has a drainage hole at the bottom of it. So if you were to get your flashlight wet or any water in here for any reason, it should drain out without it pooling up in there. And it looks like we got something inside of this. Oh, okay. This is the charging cord. And the charging cord for this is magnetic. I can tell just by the look of that. So it'll go right there on the tail cap. And this will be the light here. It'll turn red if you need to charge it more, and it'll turn green once it's fully charged. And it's a standard plug for a USB charging coil, charging cable. So I could actually charge that within the truck, which is perfect for me. Or you can use a brick, plug it into my outlet right there with something like this. So that is great. The Olight Warrior Ultra has a lot of very useful features. I'm just going to start at the tail switch here. So it has two different means of activating the flashlight. One of them would be the tail switch, like I showed you here. Now the tail switch is also magnetic. You saw it for the charging cable, but this can also attach itself to other metal pieces with strength, and that will be particularly useful for me as a truck driver. I'll show you guys an example of what I'm talking about a little bit later in the video, but as you can see, that's holding no problem, so that's great. Now it also has this pocket clip that is adjustable. So right now it's in a position where it would be good for deep pocket carry. So you would have the flashlight in your pocket and the clip will be on the outside of your pants, and it would be good to keep you from losing your flashlight. Now you could also, if you needed to, say, reverse it here, you could put it right there. And I don't know, say if you wanted to put the flashlight on the top of a baseball cap or something, you're trying to do some kind of repair, and you just want to have the flashlight right in front of your face and have your hands free at the same time. It just gives you options, and whatever you might want to do with something like that. I prefer deep in the pocket carry for things like that though, so I'll keep mine this way. And it has this side switch as well. You can select various light modes that I'll get to a little bit later. with this, and you can use these two to activate different lights at different times in different sequences. And it also has this emergency ready bezel, which is good for breaking glass. Say if you get in an emergency scenario, you need to break out of your vehicle, you can't open your doors, and you need a way to get out very quickly. This is good for that, and it's also good for personal protection if you find yourself in a scenario where you need that. Now let's talk about the performance of this tool. This flashlight delivers a stunning 2,500 lumens of brightness with a beam distance of 320 meters. That's just about 1,050 feet. So whether you're out camping, navigating dark trails, trying to find an address on a dark street to deliver like I do very frequently, whatever, this flashlight will give you the illumination and the visual that you need to be able to see in low light areas. And in addition to that, the rechargeable battery is a 5,000 milliampere hour battery. So you'll get up to 55 days worth of runtime at the lowest flashlight setting. Now, with that in mind, power concerns are really not an issue. You don't have to go around replacing batteries all the time. You got this one battery that lasts for a very long time, and then you can recharge it with the charging cable. Awesome and efficient. The Olight Warrior Ultra is very ergonomic to use. They made things very simple for you to keep track of the level of brightness that you select for the flashlight, as well as the battery life. Now, if you see here on the side switch, it may not be coming through. Actually, I'll illuminate it so it'll come through most clearly. Now, you see how there are 4 lights on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. The 4 lights that you are seeing right there on the right-hand side indicate the battery life. Now, the top ring here, the 4th one, means you are at 75% or higher battery life. The 3rd one down would mean you are between 50 and 75% battery life. The 2nd one from the bottom, you're at 25 to 50 battery life left. And the very bottom one here means you are at between 10 and 25, and it'll probably be red if you get down that low. You need to go ahead and charge the flashlight. And on the left-hand side, that would be your illumination level. So to activate that, there's 5 different settings that you can select for that. So we would start off with moonlight. And for moonlight, you would go ahead and press the button for 1.5 seconds. And you see there's 1 light on the left-hand side. That is 1 lumen. So we press it again for another 1 second. Now there's still 1 light down there that you are in low mode. That is 15 lumens. Hold it again. That's 2. You're in medium. That's 200 lumens. And 3, you're in high. That's 800 lumens. Now to get to the 4th one, that would be turbo. That would be the brightest setting possible. To activate turbo, you're going to have to hit the tail switch down at the very bottom. And that is the 2500 lumens. That is the brightest setting. That will also burn your battery faster. Now, to avoid unintentionally activating your flashlight and having your battery drain, like say you have it in a backpack or a duffel bag or wherever, if you want to avoid that and you don't want your flashlight to activate when you are not actually going to use it, you're going to go ahead and go to this thumb switch and just hold the button down. Everything will illuminate on the right-hand side. Then you go ahead and press it again just to make sure you activated it. And that bottom light on the right-hand side turned red, as you can see. You have just locked the flashlight, so it will not turn on no matter how many times you press this button. The side switch or the tail switch until you go back and you hold on to the side switch again, and you see it turn green there. Very, very ergonomic, very, very easy to use, very, very convenient, and you will not waste all your battery juice here. Very simple. Another feature that the Olight Warrior Ultra has is a proximity sensor. And that activates when you have the flashlight in high, turbo, or strobe modes, which I forgot to mention earlier. This has a strobe mode as well. I'll show that to you once we take this outside. But the proximity sensor will detect obstructions near the lens, and it'll reduce the flashlight's brightness to prevent overheating and to protect the lens and the nearby objects. So I'll give you guys a demonstration of that. We need to be in at least high, turbo, or strobe mode. So let's go ahead and put it in high. There we go. We have it in high. Now I'm going to get close to this counter here, and you will see that the flashlight's going to dim itself. There you go. You see that? And as I back off, it brightens up again. Get close, gets dim, get away, it's bright again. Very, very utilitarian, very ergonomic, as I said before. This flashlight has a lot of great features. Okay, guys, now I'm going to go ahead and showcase the flashlight for you in an indoor setting. We're in the bunk area of my truck right now. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off the lights, and I'm going to go through the 5 different modes of the flashlight so you guys can see what they look like indoors, and then we'll go outdoors and I'll show you the same thing. So we're going to go ahead and start off with moonlight. There's that. It's bright enough for you to be able to see things inside of this area very clearly. There's no other light in here. Now let's go to low. Now you can clearly make out the logo on my cooler. Let's go to medium. Noticeable difference. Let's go to high. Now let's go to turbo. Very noticeable. We'll save the strobe for outside still. Let's go ahead and check that out. As a truck driver, I need to be able to rely on a dependable source of light every single day. Whether that's in the early morning before sunrise when I'm doing my pre-trips, or in the evening or late night when I'm doing my post trips. Even in between, when I'm doing a roadside inspection, I need to be able to see everything under the hood. I need to be able to check my trailer connections. I need to be able to check all my tires and be able to see exactly what's going on. The 2500 lumens that the Warrior Ultra puts out make that very easy, and I don't have to worry about anything. Plus, the battery life allows me to not have to worry about having to recharge my flashlight every single day or every other day when I'm out here working. Helps me save time and avoid the annoyance. Now, if you're also a truck driver watching this, I know you've had to have a situation at some point in your career where you've had to back into an area where you could not see. It was too dark, either because it was nighttime or you were backing into a tunnel. The Warrior Ultra has helped me in a situation just like that because of the magnetic tail switch. I just attach it to a piece of metal on the trailer and allow that light to shine down on the ground. So as I back up, I can see exactly where my rear trailer tires are and make it much easier for me to park into a space. That is utility right there. All right, I'm outside in the pitch black darkness. I'm going to go through the modes of the light for you all to see. We'll start off with low, and that is the 15 lumens. And we'll bump it up to medium, which is the 200 lumens. High at 800 lumens. And we'll bump it up to turbo at the max 2500 lumens. Now I'm going to go ahead and project the beam out a little bit further so you can see the distance. That was me doing moonlight just a little bit at the 1 lumen. Now we'll bump it up to low. I'm going to try to go back as far as I can. Bump it up to medium. Now you can start to see the trees. Cast it a bit further back. And high, you can clearly see the trees and even the trees beyond that. And then we'll go here to turbo. You can see all the way to the back of the area where I was standing in. And then we'll go ahead and put it on strobe, which the strobe casts pretty far as well. Well, there you have it, guys. After putting the Warrior Ultra through its paces, I think that Olight did a really good job constructing these flashlights. Everything from the safety features to the durability to the strength of the flashlight was designed with the user in mind. It has a lot of usefulness, a lot of functionality for me specifically. I can see this being great if you were a nature enthusiast, if you were somebody that is a first responder, or just a person that wants to have a solid, powerful flashlight at their disposal. If you're interested in getting one of these for yourself, I'll leave a link in the comment section below. I'll pin it in the comments, as well as I'll put it in the description where you can find these. If you found my review helpful, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and click the bell icon for more helpful reviews, product reviews like these, and tutorials. Until the next time, guys, I appreciate you all watching. Here at Trucker out.